Hey y'all, welcome back to Chasing Dreams Homestead. So you heard all that clanking. Come on back in the camera zone, Genesis. Let everybody see you, girl. Anyhow, y'all heard all that clanking when the film first started. That's because we are finally in a position that we got a sunny day and we're gonna get this greenhouse painted so we can get the roof on it. But as you see, over the winter, we've used this area to store a bunch of junk. So we gotta get this junk out the way, and the girls are picking up some broken glass that has came about because we had windows stored and some of these rough winds that we get during storms knocked a few windows over and broke them. Our greenhouse is as frugal as possible, y'all. Literally the only expense in this greenhouse has been screws, nails. I'm looking, I'm double checking. And the paint, like she just said. But the roof was expensive. It was very expensive. But we know for a fact, Jack, within 2 seasons, that roof will pay for itself, if not sooner. So we're okay with that. I think we dropped about $300 on the roof yesterday at Lowe's. You might have seen my taco video, y'all. I'm telling you, anytime you got to go on a trip, what you got to do is fit in as much fun stuff as you can on that trip. And that was an expensive trip. It was a trip that I put off all winter long because I knew the roofing was going to be expensive. But we finally got the roofing. And the silver lining was I got to stop by Mexico City too and get some of those awesome tacos. Now I know you hear that car in the background. I've mentioned it in our videos before. We live on a curve. Our little road connects 2 state highways. So even though it's an 8-mile long road, or maybe even 10 miles long, people go through here all the daggum time. And we got a little bitty hill beside the house. And I swear to God, everybody out in the country feels like their truck ain't got enough oomph to get up that hill. So they got to act like it's a NASCAR track out here and put the pedal to the floor to get up that hill. It kind of makes me wonder what kind of trucks they're driving around, because my old GMC can climb that hill just fine and I don't have to put the throttle down at all. Anyhow, we're going to get this area cleared out today. We're going to get that painted. We're going to get our 1-bys on there, and we're going to get the roof on there, good Lord willing, and the creek don't rise. And I say that because tomorrow we're expecting a lot of rain and a lot of storms. So we want to go ahead and get that roof up there to keep the inside dry, because our goal is within the next week to 2 weeks max to go ahead and get all our seeds started out in the greenhouse. Hang in there with us. Enjoy the show. We're going to do that time-lapse thing where it looks like we're working like, you know, crack bunnies, like, and it'll make a 3-4 hour project look like a 5-minute project. I am crazy. She's right. Come along, y'all. There's that broken glass, y'all. I'm going to show you this stuff we got to get out the way real quick. And we're also doing the garden overhaul video as well. We're going to get all that knocked out. But look here, y'all. We got to pull all this stuff out. We didn't even finish the greenhouse last year. We got it started, and then it got put on hold for the roofing because roofing costs a lot of money. But now we got to get all this stuff cleared out so we can get her done today. And that's what we're going to do.
So this is how it all started. We had a dream to have a greenhouse, but we wanted to have a greenhouse that we could afford. So we collected windows for a while. We collected a lot of rough cut sawmill lumber, and we got started. It had to be on pause though, because we couldn't afford the roofing to finish it. So it sat about 5 months from start until today when we got to work on it a little bit more. This has been such a fun adventure, and we honestly think that everyone should do something like this with their family, because it has been a blast and we have such a sense of fulfillment out of what we've accomplished with very little money on this build. So as you see here, we had to spend a lot of time getting everything cleaned out of the way so that we could actually start today's project, and that was painting the rafters and the horizontal supports that were going up. But we worked as a team and we got it knocked out pretty quickly. In fact, I think we all warmed up just a little bit and had to have a wardrobe change because of how much effort we were putting into this. Mama Dreams really worked hard to get everything cleaned up and to get the site ready for us. She was on the go all day long. I'm so very proud of her efforts today. It was something that you could tell she was enjoying, and she really wanted the project to get accomplished today. She gave 110%, and that's all you can ever ask for in a partner.
All right, y'all, so I had to go in there and have a wardrobe change. It's a little bit hot. Stepped off the camera for a moment. Mama Dreams and the kids have been rocking out. But what I did while I was inside is I also started some cowboy beans for dinner. And then I had to clean up our cast iron skillet and recoat that with a light coat of shortening or lard. We render down our lard and we use it every time we use the skillet. We'll clean it up, put a nice little layer on it, and let that bake on in there. What'd you say, baby?
Or bacon grease.
Or bacon grease. I don't season the skillet with bacon grease, do you?
I do sometimes, yeah.
Ah, well, Mama Dreams does bacon grease on the skillet sometimes to season it. I use the lard. I save the bacon grease for cooking because it's got flavor to it and the lard doesn't. But anyhow, so we got that done. I'm about to get up here and start painting the roof supports. Mama Dreams and the girls are going to finish cleaning up this little bitty area right here because we're also going to double tap today, and we're going to set up a little bitty cooking spot right here so that we can boil down our syrup for our maple syrup video. But in addition to all that, the girls are also going to get the chop saw and bring me the 1x so that I can finish laying the 1xs on the roof so we can get the roofing on there. It's a busy day, lots to do, but we'll get her done. You good, Mama Dreams? You need a break? All right, you're good to go. Jess is going to find her a Dunkin' Donuts coffee, and she's going to be like,
Break somewhere, please.
get her all done. All right, y'all, so we used rough cut lumber from the sawmill. I forgot to mention that earlier. So we did build this with lumber that we purchased from the sawmill, some of it, and a lot of it was scraps that we had. We tried to do this extremely frugal. When it's all said and done, we're gonna have less than $500 in a very permanent greenhouse that we don't have to worry about blowing away in the Indiana winds that we get. We get lots of strong wind gusts here. It's nothing to have a normal day of 30-mile-an-hour wind gusts, up to 70 some days, and even more on stormy days. So we wanted something that wasn't gonna blow away and was gonna last as long as we're on this property. We picked this cool color here to knock out the roof supports with, the rafters up there, because we want to protect that sawmill lumber. Even though it's going to be under the roof, there's going to be a lot of humidity in the greenhouse, so we want to protect it because it's not pressure treated lumber. So we're going to get that going. The girls are setting up the saw and all the good things that we need as far as getting the 1x so that we can finish roofing once I get everything painted.
We're getting pretty used to doing projects together, and the girls know where all the tools are and got them set up for me very quickly, actually, while I started painting. If you see, there's a little duck in the background. When we raked all that area up, we uncovered a few insects that were hiding under the leaves, and the duck's enjoying the free meal. I don't blame them at all. I really like the way that paint's looking on that wood, though. It turned out very nice, I think.
Sure.
So we're just protecting this wood so that it'll last for us. But we wanted the greenhouse to be fun and playful. So we picked some crazy colors to use on it. And we will keep some of that natural wood element also. But we are going to rock out with some really loud, fun colors. Kind of almost thought a little bit along the lines of beach lines. You know, because when we're down Charleston and the Battery and all that, a lot of those houses have really cool, loud colors on them. So we kind of thought about that when we were doing this. We transplanted up here to Indiana from South Carolina 6 years ago, and we've not missed much about South Carolina other than some of the pretty houses, the magnolia trees, and obviously the beach for crabbing and whatnot. But we're gonna get all this painted, and then we're gonna get the roof on today if we're able to. What do y'all think about this color though? We've got one more color we're gonna use on the greenhouse, but this color will go on all of the rafters. So just kind of curious what folks think about it. And we'll show you the finished product when we're done with it. And we're not doing a pro job on painting today because, let's face it, it's just rough cut lumber outside on the greenhouse. We just want to get it painted quickly so that it can dry most of the way before we put that roof on there.
The girls are always asking me to let them paint things around the homestead or in the house. So I used that to my benefit today and asked them to help me paint the parts of the greenhouse that we had to get painted. They rocked out. I mean, I can't complain at all. The girls had a blast. They got a lot done, even though in the end they started to goof off a little bit and started painting each other more than they were painting the wood.
That's exactly why we picked it. If you remember, it was because it was like a beach house. You gonna paint that outside edge for me, Sofa Loaf?
Yep.
Hey, look, you got runs down this line. You need to come back here and smooth these runs out real quick. But don't kick your paint over, okay? See all those spots where it's dripping down it? That's called a run. Yep, there you go. There you go. Good deal. All right, you get that outside edge and you get the top of that board all the way, girl, and we'll be ready to rock on, okay? All right, appreciate you. Up here on the rabbit hutch, taking care of business.
Paint.
Hey, G.
Hey.
What are you doing?
Getting this painted so we can put the roof on it.
No.
You like the color?
Heck yeah.
Your sister said it looks like a beach house.
Helpful Sally.
We need more than ladders. This dad's on the ladder's caving in on me.
Oh, I need that, so
Sinking
please.
in the mud. Might be
Oh.
good.
Hey, so below. Helping too? Hey, you gotta run there.
Where?
Right over here.
Oh, those are dried. Hey, your paint color looks familiar, Sophie. I don't know.
Doing a good job, girls.
Thank you.
Girl, you doing a good job. Girl, you doing a good job.
Okay, you're done.
Dancing and stuff. I love it. I love it. You girls having a good time?
Yeah!
Are you?
Yeah!
You're always asking me to help paint with stuff. I'm letting you paint. Hope it's making you happy.
Yeah!
What have we painted so far?
That.
What is that? What does that mean?
A garden.
No, we didn't paint a garden, you silly girl.
A greenhouse.
We painted the rafters. Now you guys got to do the cross members up there, and you're going to do them a different color.
We're doing coral pink.
That's right. So y'all, we've got about, I'd say 90% of the rafters done. We're running out of time. We got to get this stuff done so that the girls can get the other part painted before we put the roof on. So we're going to go ahead and get this paint mixed up, and the girls are going to paint those 1-bys that are already up there, and then they're going to paint the other 1-bys while I'm finishing everything else up, and then we'll get those put on and we'll get the roof put on. So stick with us, and we'll get her done. Hey Sophie.
Yeah?
What were you asking me when I was doing that with the paint?
Why it was liquidy?
And what did I tell you, baby?
You said because it's separated, so we had to mix it all back together.
That's right, we had to mix it back up. It's separated because it sat so long. So anytime you go to paint something, if you've left your paint sitting for a couple months, you just mix it back up. If you're near the store, you could take it to the store and have them shake it up, but we're not, so we just mix it up here. I'm up here, not down there. You embarrassed? You get some stage fright going on?
No.
I hope not. All
I'm
right.
ready to paint.
Well, get her done then if you're ready to paint. Go for it, girl. Get it.
Just more painting. It's literally an all-day affair trying to get all the individual boards painted and protected before we put the roof on. I think at this point we were starting to wonder if we were ever going to get done with the painting. But we hung in there like a hare in a biscuit and we got her done, y'all.
Get that straight. There we go. How about that? So we're getting her done. We got a long ways to go. We're going to speed this process up just a little bit. I'm going to paint the rest of the top pieces down here on the ground, and then we'll get them up there so that we can hopefully get the roof up today before everything's said and done. But girls, y'all having a good time still?
Yeah.
Can't hear you.
Yeah.
They're ready for me to turn the camera back off and crank the tunes again. That's what they want. Jamming out to some classic rock.
When we switched to painting these pieces this way prior to putting them on the roof, it saved us a ton of time. The few 1-bys that were already on the roof were from the initial build of the greenhouse. This is one of those teamwork makes the dream work moments. The kiddos just kept chipping away at it. There's an old saying, and it's, how do you eat an elephant? The answer is one bite at a time. And we clearly took bites out of painting this thing all day long. I think total we had about 3 hours invested in painting this.
Dylan got home from his day job today. What'd you do over there, Dylan? Move up so they can hear you, son. There's cars and motorcycles and everything else going by.
I helped put siding on their greenhouse and put some supports to have airflow.
There you go. Our dogs are throwing a fit. A motorcycle went by. Every time a motorcycle goes by, they do this. But so that's cool. You got to help somebody else with their greenhouse, and now you're going to help us wrap up ours, buddy. So the girls and I painted all these pieces that are going to go across the horizontals. They're not all the way dry, but we're running out of daylight, so we're going to go ahead and just get these tacked up. That way we can get the clear roofing on. Follow along. Genesis is going to do some more crazy dance moves for you because that's what she likes to do, and faces. She is the queen of silly faces. Like, look.
Like any good team, you can see we're discussing what needs to be done and what our game plan is. I think Genesis is eating paint at this point. You know, who can tell with that kid? But, oh, there's some dance moves for you. Oh, more faces. I told you she'd give you some faces. Anyhow, Dylan and I and Sophie supervised, as you can see in the window there. We got the horizontal cross members up, and Genesis had a good time making fun of everyone and being her normal silly self.
Son, slide this down here. That's what I was telling you. We gotta have it all the way down. Okay? So take it all the way out to the outside edge. Yep, that's why you're out there. Got it? Make sure that's sticking over that end down there. No, not, son, just the edge. Yeah. All right. Make sure you got some overhang down there on that outside board. Son, I'm not saying overhang towards you. I'm saying overhang down there on the outside edge. So if you just stop the camera till you get where you're going to get before you do something silly, girl.
There we go.
Buddy, you didn't need to take the ladder down there. You just need to go look and make sure it's sticking out. Come down here. Come down here to this end. Don't move the ladder. Leave the ladder on. Come down here to this end. You see how much is sticking over down here? Go down there and tell me if I need to push it that way to make it even or not. Okay, I'll push it that way a little bit. How about now? Is it good? Are you sure? All right. Dylan, you, sir, are going to have to tack those out there before you got the ladder out there, okay? There you go, buddy. Grab this. Do your part. I'm going to go get the next board while you're doing that. If it goes like that, you got to use your knife and slide that silver thing down. Remember the spring fell out? Tiny little spring fell out. The silver.
I need
Yep.
my knife.
Right.
Where's your knife?
I
Use
dropped
mine.
I
Don't
dropped
drop this.
mine.
This is from Mr. Delmer.
Yeah. I dropped mine.
He's just bringing up another board. There you go.
I'll come in and get where it needs to be. So.
Okay.
For the cross members, we used 1x rough cut from the sawmill, and some of them were the right length and some of them fell short a few inches, so we had to cut 3 additional braces to shore up the areas that didn't go all the way to the end.
Here's the first sheet. We're going to start from this end. That way when we get to the other end, I'll be able to cut off whatever we need to cut off on the outside corners. Take it your way, Dylan. I'll take it and stop. Keep going. Right there, stop. Slide it all the way out to the edge so we got an overlap.
My side is. Can you push your side?
Yep. You come out here, get it.
Alright.
Need to make sure we're overlapping. Push yours out. Yep, there you go. Alright, go on in and get the screws. I'm going to go get the next piece.
Alrighty.
You got to get that close up on it. You just hang out, girl.
I got it. It's not going too fast. I don't think, not yet.
And this is a plastic.
Hit that outside edge first, son.
Yeah.
We're going to overlap these before we do the inside part. One of the pros to Dylan. What do you weigh now, son?
I weigh about 90 pounds.
Yeah, one of the pros to Dylan only weighing 90 pounds is he can get on any roof we build and we don't have to worry about him falling through. Now this roof is perfectly capable of holding my weight. We build roofs pretty well, but this roof, oh yeah, I see a boar coming our way. Yeah, we got a boar coming. This roof anyhow, it's that polycarbonate greenhouse roofing, so we definitely don't want my big butt getting up there in between the squares. I'm gonna go help the neighbors unload their boar. We're gonna get their boar put in with our girls and get some breedings done, I hope. Hey Dylan, what's that about? I noticed your shoes is off. What's that about?
I'm letting my feet breathe.
You're letting your feet breathe. Oh, I thought you was doing that for roofing or something. Hey, don't be pressing down too hard on that plastic, son. You'll bust through it. That stuff's expensive. High dollar plastic there, boy.
Touch it! I don't know about that.
Oh, it's expensive plastic, trust me.
It's like $30 for a sheet.
Dylan's become the family roofing man. He's very good at using the impact drill to run in those roofing screws, and he doesn't mind getting on top and crawling around. Somehow that very first panel got put on just slightly offset, and when it did, it created a minor gap at the end that we had to cover. So we tried to cut a sheet of this polycarbonate, and I believe that my jigsaw blade was dull from my daughter using it. So then I tried to use 10 snips, and that was a no-go.
So we got the roof on, y'all. Let's do a little walk around here. So all of these windows are on hinges so that when it gets really hot, I can kick them out. I have not yet put latches on here, so we've just got them held in place right now with a screw. Low tech, but it works, right? We've got some spaces that we've got to fill, obviously still. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to just fill this with solid wood or if we're going to put the polycarbonate panels there as well. I'm not really sure yet. Whatever I put there, I want to be able to let down if I need to in order to let it breathe. You know, when it's cold, you want it to hold the heat, but once it gets hot, you're going to want to be able to open that bad boy up and let it breathe. Roof is on, though. I'm really, really excited about that. This is something that we put off purchasing because of the cost of a roof, but we're happy with it. Super duper paratrooper, y'all. Come on in here. we've got one last finishing touch that we're going to try to get done today on the greenhouse before we call it a wrap. I think it was my buddy Dirk over at Mama Bear's Homestead and More that mentioned he always has some pieces of chain hanging around, or something like in a barrel, I guess is a good way to organize it. But I'm the same daggone way. Anytime I go somewhere, like an auction or whatnot, if they got some chain, I'm gonna grab it if I can afford it. There we go.
Yeah.
Turn it. Get the other side.
Strong man.
Should have got some bigger bolt cutters for this thick stuff. Jeez. It's biting, but it's biting everywhere. That is tight stuff. Hold on. Let's get a little nip on it. I think it was trying to pinch both sides of it. Yep, that's what it was doing. I was trying to get through the whole link, y'all. All right. So, this beautiful piece here, I actually bartered for last year, knowing. Put that on there, son. Can you reach it? There we go. Knowing that one day I wanted to put this in my greenhouse. Oh, it came unhooked over there. There we go. Just trying to get it to balance out. There we go.
There we go. Beauty.
But I knew that I wanted this in my greenhouse. And to protect this, I stored it behind my fridge for months. So nothing would happen to it. So I knew if I put it in the garage, it'd get knocked over. Or if I pretty much put it anywhere that it was going to be a risk of getting knocked over, it was going to get knocked over. Or something was going to bump into it. But, check that out, y'all. Noah's Ark. I'm going to have to get a video or a picture of this dude when the sun is really shining through here. But that's going to be a fun thing to see when I walk into my greenhouse and tend to my plants. I knew when I seen it what I was going to do with it. I just didn't know if I was going to be able to get that barter to go through. We love bartering, and this one worked out. All right, dreamers, we accomplished what we wanted to get done today. The roof is on there, and I'm happy because it's going to rain tomorrow. And we even have a few panels left over to fill our gap spaces with, so we're pretty happy. I got to figure out what the heck to cut that polycarbonate with, though, because it's tough. Maybe I just need a sharper jigsaw blade. I think Sophie might have dulled my blade trying to cut some wood projects. I don't know. We'll figure it out then. But all in all, it was a fairly fun day. I had a couple preteen attitudes, and I had an attitude. We were clashing a little bit, but that's kind of families and projects, right? We try to have fun as much as possible. We were rocking out. Mama Dreams had a great soundtrack on today. Thank you, ma'am. That was awesome music. But we're excited. And I've decided that since we've got finishing touches to do on this greenhouse, we're going to make this a two-part thing. So this part will be part one. It'll show you a little slideshow of the pictures we took when we first started building this last fall. And then it'll show you today's work. And then part two will be the finish. When we get it completely done, all the fine tuning in, and everything set up the way we're going to have it so that we can start our seeds in there. But we like to end every video. Come here, Goose. Come here, Goose. There we go. We like to end every video around here by saying, until next time, y'all.
Keep dreaming!
I love that crack in your voice, Sophie.